I am Digifo, and these are opinions. Actually, this is Matthew of the Recipher channel, but that's a little homage, I guess you could say. I watched Sangatsu no Lion, episode 1, which is the weeb way of saying March comes in like a lion. Episode 1. I don't know how to say episode in Japanese, or else I would have thrown that in there too. Anyway, I watched the show with my wife. We've been looking for a new show. We try anime out every now and then. We watched After the Rain together, which I saw Digi and May's Finish or Fail little talk about that show, and I thought, oh, it's kind of cool to be validated in something I like, you know, with someone who has, you know, and a more eclectic taster who has seen so much stuff. And I thought that was fun, but, because I have a slightly higher opinion of Digibro's anime opinions than other people's, and like I watched Log Horizon on his suggestion and stuff like that, and I love Log Horizon. I thought, hey, I'll give Sangatsu no Lion a try, and my wife and I watched it. Were there no kids in the house? I don't know. Anyway, we watched it. We watched the first episode, and man, that first episode is a stinker. It was funny. I watched another thing from Digi and May this morning. I can't remember what they were talking about, but they were saying like, yeah, like in Sangatsu no Lion, once you know the characters and all this stuff happens, then you really care and you're invested. And it's like, oh, I wish I would have listened to that before I tried the show. The cool thing, and this is a little bit of a mixed, well, my purposes are all mixed here. I'm really just doing this because I'm out on a break and I need to clear my head and get my mind off of work because it's killing me right now. Anyway, I'm going to kind of advertise for Crunchyroll right here. So, you know, check out my link in the doobly-doo. But Crunchyroll, really cool, has a free version of their app that is available for use on a, what do you call it? Not an Apple TV, because I don't buy Apple products, because I don't have the money for that kind of thing. Good golly, it's the company that's taking over the world, part of Fang, Amazon, Kindle, Fire Stick. There we go. So we have a Fire Stick, and I decided to look up and see if they have an app for Crunchyroll, and if you have to pay for it and whatnot. So early in the morning before everybody was awake, I was having a cup of coffee, and I decided to pull that up, and I saw, hey, they do have it, and hey, Sangatsu no Lion has a dub. I love dubs, so I'm going to go ahead and check this out. So anyway, long story short, check out Crunchyroll. You can watch shows with ads on them if you want to watch, you know, free streaming dubs of a bunch of stuff. That's pretty cool. Also, they have a whole back catalog, so they have old shows like Mobile Fighter G Gundam, which I do have a little podcast about over here on Recipher, which you can find our podcast review series called King of Heat, King of Queens, King of Heat, King of Hearts, Queen of Sorrows. It's pretty dope if I do say so myself. Anyway, back to Sangatsu no Lion. The main character, whose name I cannot remember at the moment because he was so barely there, has like no personality. The three sisters they range from adorable to cute to interesting, attractive, I guess you could say. So like they're appealing. They have a broad appeal. I can see watching, if the show's pace and cadence, so to speak, were a little bit different, I could have seen me and my wife being hooked and us watching with our kids. And, you know, later on when things got really emotional or heavy, they might, you know, enjoy that or get hooked on it or whatever, but they would enjoy the cute little girls and the cute cats. And like, those things were really enjoyable. Oh, Ray's the guy's name. Ray Akiyama or something. Anyway, so my wife and I talked about it afterwards. I said, hey, this is a really great anime. I've heard, you know, let's watch it. Okay, fine, let's do it. So we watch it. She didn't like it. I didn't like it. And I talked to her about it afterwards, and she said, my problem with this show was that nothing happened. For the first few minutes, absolutely nothing happens. There's almost no dialogue. And we're willing to get a little experimental with the things that we watch. And we've watched a few movies over the years where they start off with almost no dialogue, and then we say, well, let's give it a few more minutes. It's kind of atmospheric. There's some interesting things happening maybe with the characters. that, you know, we're seeing a glimpse into their inner lives, you know? It's real artsy, it's cool. You know, we're hip kids. And it turns out that it's empty, it's full of nothing. So that's the impression that March Comes In Like a Lion gave me, and I think it's too bad. And I had a really great point that I was going to come to right now, and it slipped my mind, so I'm going to pause for a moment. Here we go. Hype is the killer of enjoyment. Had I not heard of Sangatsu no Lion, or its great reputation, things about the amazing animation, or the really interesting, engaging characters, I wouldn't have given it such a hard time, I think. And I've had this experience with a few shows where the hype is so high, and the hype is so, just so prominent that I feel like, oh, this is a show I will absolutely love, and then I go to watch it, and it just doesn't work for me. So, I wish I could take it back. I wish the hype hadn't killed the show for me, but I'll probably never watch it again. We'll see if I do. If I return to it and I love it later, I will make that known. But I guess the whole point of this is that hype is a killer. Don't let it win. You got to remember to detach a little. This is my advice for life. You got to remember to detach a little and lower your expectations and go into every new experience with an open mind, and you know, just let the thing carry you towards where you will. And like, I don't feel bad that I don't like the show or that it didn't do anything for me. It just frees me up from well, it's a little less anime to watch, but it's also less anime to watch, and I have hundreds of episodes of stuff I do want to watch, so that's not all bad in my book. Anyway, so takeaways are you can stream stuff on Crunchyroll free with your little Kindle Fire or Fire Stick. Don't let hype kill things for you, and that's all I really have to say. Ciao, folks. Thank you for your time and attention. I'd love to do more of this. Like, share, and subscribe to cheer me on, or give me feedback to make me stronger and smarter. Visit luminousbeings.blog for more. I link everything I do there, so if you want to comment, that's the place where I'll definitely see it.